Today we're going to talk about eggs. We're going to discuss nutrition, how to cook with eggs in a healthy way, and also make an omelet. So I have a challenge for you as well based on today's topic. So let's get started. Eggs are a sign of spring. Eggs are traditionally a sign of new life, rebirth, all of those good things. So this is a perfect time to talk about eggs, and I'll show you. I have a large collection from my chickens. I have 6 hens, and anyone who owns chickens know that this time of year is when eggs are in abundance. We usually have too many, right? So we get about 6 eggs every day from our chickens. I have been sharing with family and friends, but we do love omelets every morning. So that's a surefire way that we'll be able to use up a lot of our eggs. So when you think about eggs, I'm sure you have many memories of media and healthcare going back and forth on whether eggs are good for you or not. So today we're going to discuss that. Historically, the American Heart Association has recommended that if you have heart disease, you limit dietary cholesterol to 200 milligrams a day. And if you don't have heart disease, then it would be recommended to limit dietary cholesterol to 300 milligrams a day. One large egg has about 200 milligrams of cholesterol, so you can see why there would be concern over eggs and heart health. Fortunately, over the years, with new research, we have found that saturated fats are typically the main culprit of high cholesterol. It's not so much how much dietary cholesterol you are consuming, so how much cholesterol you're getting in the foods that you eat. Another main culprit of having high blood cholesterol is trans fats. These are also known as hydrogenated oils. These are the kinds of fats we really want to remove completely from our diet when we're able to. Specifically the trans fats that are not usually or naturally present in foods. There is a small population of people that when they do eat dietary cholesterol, it will make their blood cholesterol go up. For the majority of people, it's not something that you would need to really worry about, especially if you're eating a general healthy diet. So the American Heart Association, their current stance is that if, on a typical day, if you're generally eating an overall healthy, well-balanced diet, then there would be no reason to remove eggs from your diet. So eggs in general have a lot of good nutrition. The egg whites have protein, and they also have some B vitamins, like riboflavin. Egg yolks are a good source of B vitamins, including folate. And also the yolks have a lot of your fat-soluble vitamins, including vitamin D. Egg yolks are a natural source of vitamin D. There's also calcium present in egg yolks. There are also some antioxidants in egg yolks, including lutein and zeaxanthin. When we eat eggs, we have to consider the fact that there's so much good nutrition in eggs. I'm going to cook an omelet, and I have a challenge that I'd like you to consider doing. If you currently eat eggs, whether you have omelets or scrambled eggs or egg sandwiches, or even a quiche. My challenge for you is to add vegetables to your eggs if you don't already. If you're a person that likes to have breakfast meats with your eggs, such as bacon or breakfast sausage, I would challenge you to replace your meats, your breakfast meats, with vegetables. And the reason for this is because breakfast sausage or bacon, they really do add a lot of saturated fats, sodium, and cholesterol. So to replace those with veggies, you're going to be improving the nutrition and health of your eggs. For me, I usually eat an omelet or some kind of egg every day for breakfast. I usually put in spinach and mozzarella cheese, and a lot of times I'll put diced onion in as well that I saute. So for me, I'm going to participate in this challenge as well. But the challenge for myself is going to be to try different vegetables than I usually use. I'm going to show you here. I have 3 different kinds of onions. So I usually use yellow or white onions in my omelets or eggs, which that's what this is here. But I went ahead and I bought a shallot. So I'm going to try that today. Shallots are a mild, sweeter flavored onion, and I'm really excited to try it. I've actually never cooked with these before. I also have some diced green onion from my garden. You can also use chives, which is more of an herb. Either would add really good flavor. I have white button mushrooms. There's so many different varieties of mushrooms, so feel free to experiment with those. You could slice them, you could dice them, and then just saute them. I typically add spinach, sauteed spinach to my eggs, but I am also going to switch that out today. I'm going to do a combo of arugula and spinach. So I could either saute this, but since that's what I normally do, I'm going to actually just make a side salad. So if you've never had a salad with breakfast, it's definitely something that I would encourage you to try. Especially with a savory dish like an omelet, it will go really good with it. I'm just going to drizzle a simple homemade balsamic vinegar dressing on top of my salad. You could also just top your egg with the spinach and arugula, just plain and raw. Just put it right on top of there and eat it with your eggs. I also have asparagus. So today I'm going to be sauteing some asparagus to put in my omelet. You could try other vegetables too. If none of these are your favorites, or you want to try something different, feel free. This is super versatile. You could do things like bell pepper. You could try broccoli florets. Whatever you like, go ahead and put that in your eggs, give it a try, and you can always adjust the next day. First, I'm going to go ahead and get my vegetables ready to cook. I'm going to saute some shallot with asparagus. So I'm going to go ahead and dice these up. I'm also going to get my oil started. We really want to be mindful of the kind of fat that we're using when we cook eggs. This is one way we can make sure our eggs are going to be a healthy part of our diet. Typically, using any kind of oil that's liquid at room temperature is going to be more heart healthy. So I'm going to be using avocado oil today. You could also use olive oil. Just know that olive oil has a lower smoke point, which means that it can burn a little bit easier. We don't want burnt oil because it doesn't taste very good, and then also creates more free radicals. When you use oil, try and use about a teaspoon. That's all we really need to coat the bottom of our pan. I'm going to let that heat up and I'll get my vegetables diced. Now, I'm not using all the veggies on my cutting board today. I just wanted to really give you a picture of some of the other things you could be putting in your eggs. So I have my asparagus in there, and now I'm going to dice up my shallots. I'm just waiting till the onions are a little bit softened, maybe a little bit caramelized. The asparagus will not soften, and actually I think I'm really going to enjoy having some crunchy asparagus in my omelet. Okay, so because my usual omelets have just some onion and spinach, it's pretty easy to flip over, but I know asparagus is going to be more bulky. To avoid my omelet from falling apart when I flip it over, I'm just gonna put my sauteed veggies right in my bowl here. I'm going to use 2 of the eggs from my hens. After I flip this over, I'm going to put my veggies on 1/2 of the omelet and also the cheese. So let's talk a little bit about cheese while this is cooking up. So typically I like to use mozzarella cheese. I also have some unique options, well, unique to me, things I don't usually use, which is a Swiss and Gruyere mixture. But today I'm actually going to try a Gouda style goat cheese. I'll have to grate this, but it's a fresh cheese. Typically when you go to buy cheese, I would recommend that you opt for white cheeses more often than yellow. Yellow cheeses typically have more saturated fat and cholesterol compared to white cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get some of the runnier parts underneath this cooking egg here. Another tip I have for you is you'll notice I'm not going to be adding any salt to my omelet, but when I'm adding cheese to my omelets, the cheese is always going to be a source of sodium. So you really want to keep that in mind. I find that I don't need any extra salt. Alright, and now that I flipped my egg, I'm going to put my veggies on one half. And I'm also going to add some cheese. So I'm just going to grate this straight onto my omelet. You can grate it ahead of time if that works better for you. Probably would be less messy, but this works, gets the job done. This omelet already smells so good. I can tell it's going to have a lot of flavor. Alright, so it's probably done. Omelets are nice because they're so fast. They cook really quickly. So if you're ever in a pinch for a meal, don't be afraid to make an omelet for dinner or for lunch. You don't just have to save them for breakfast. This looks so good. You can't see the veggies from the outside, but they're in there. I'm going to pair it with my favorite whole grain bread. And I'm going to add a little side salad like I mentioned earlier. I have arugula here. It's mixed with spinach. I'm also going to add some of my balsamic vinegar dressing. I'm going to go ahead and give this omelet a try and see how I like it. It's really good. That goat cheese adds a really interesting pop of flavor. I love the crunch of the asparagus. And the shallot is like mild, a little bit sweet. It's delicious. Now keep in mind, omelets are not the only way to add veggies to your eggs. If you do scrambled eggs, you can always saute some vegetables. You can mix them in, cook them separately, and add them together however you like to do it. Let's say you're having an over easy egg on a sandwich. You can always add some spinach leaves, some arugula, and I have to say arugula does add a nice peppery flavor. You can also do tomato slices, onions, you could do avocado, which would be another healthy fat in your diet. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you partake in the challenge that I put before you. Let me know if you do. I really enjoyed this. I think I'm going to have to incorporate some of these veggies and different cheeses into my eggs on a more regular basis. Thanks for viewing my video today. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I look forward to creating my next video for you.